What is going on, you guys? This is VM Video Master here, and I want to say scary myths, scary legends, the whole enchilada. I love them all. I even always wanted to visit the house from The Exorcist just to see it. But that's what today is all about. Today I want to talk to you about 10, that's right, 10 scary places that I recommend you see. Number 1, the Fort East Martello Museum. Now, at the Fort East Martello Museum, you can visit the most famous haunted doll of them all, Robert. Now, Robert the doll is actually where they got the idea for Chucky. I don't know how. There were lots of rumors that they got him based off the old doll from the 80s, My Buddy doll. Or sometimes the Cabbage Patch doll. But the truth was they got him off of Robert the doll. But anyway, Robert the doll was one of the world's first haunted dolls in the world. Because he was somewhere in the 1600s. But anyway, number 2, Amityville. Now, we all know the story of the man who killed his family, his wife, his daughter, his son, and everyone in his entire family. But he was the only one who survived because he claims that his house was possessed and that he was possessed by something else. Not human, but evil. And then a couple of years later, George and Kathy Lutz bought the house. And the real estate man told them that the house was buried on an ancient burial ground. And a lot of weird things started happening. Windows shutting by themselves, the house getting cold, doors slamming by themselves. And one of their kids claiming they had an invisible friend, a little boy. So they hired a bunch of paranormal investigators when they saw something in one of the tapes. What it was it was the ghost of one of the little kids who were shot by the original owners of the house. I gotta say, if that kid can see spirits, I hate to know what else is in that house. Number 3, Bloody Bride Bridge in Wisconsin. Now, a long time ago, a young woman was getting married. On her wedding day, she left the wedding reception in her wedding dress. And then all of a sudden, she had this urge to do something she never thought of. It's just so unbelievable. I don't know how someone could do this. She had the urge to actually get up on top of the bridge and jump. Because she claimed that maybe she wasn't good enough for him. Like he deserved someone better. You know, like you feel like you've got cold feet and they deserve someone better than you. That's what it was. She felt like she deserved someone better for him than her. But what happened, before she jumped, she got hit by a car. When they found her, her whole dress was covered in blood. To this day, if you visit that bridge in Wisconsin, you can actually see her ghost trying to cross the bridge at that point where she was going to jump. Number 4, the catacombs in Paris. Now, a long time ago, the catacombs in Paris were to bury bodies. But now they're just a tourist attraction. But there have been reports that people get lost down there because of how deep and how long it is. Like, for instance, a man went down there with his recording camera to see how long the catacombs were. or what would really happen if you got lost down there. They didn't find the man, but they found his video camera. The only thing that was on his video camera was he was getting lost and he was about to go completely insane. He was muttering to himself saying that he thinks someone was watching him and that someone was chasing him. All I know is that's a place I would not want to go to. For me being a horror fan, I might check out Paris. I might check out the catacombs. But if it means losing your mind, no. Anyway, number 5. Dracula's Castle in Transylvania. Now, I don't remember what year this was, but I'm gonna wing it. Anyway, now we all know the story of Dracula the vampire. I want to suck your blood. But anyway, a long time ago, probably 1300s or something, I'm not really sure. Like I said, I don't remember. Now, there was a man known as Vlad the Impaler. Now, most of the villagers in Transylvania heard a rumor that Vlad the Impaler loved to drink the blood of his victims. Especially dab some bread in his blood and just suck it like it was a juicy fruit. Now that just sounds weird. But anyway, they made up a rumor saying that he was an actual living vampire. And years later, let's say around 1500s, Bram Stoker heard the story. Now this part I'm just winging it. Bram Stoker heard the story of Vlad the Impaler and created the story of Dracula. And now what do we have today? Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi, the most famous vampire actors of all. Number 6. Now this one really gets me. Snake Island. Now far away, probably past Africa, there is a small island known as Snake Island, where some of the most poisonous, deadliest snakes ever live. Now, if you're wondering where most of the rare snakes are that are poisonous, yeah, that's where they are. Especially a snake they call the Golden Lance. Trust me, you do not want to go to Snake Island because you will not live long. I'd say you'll live about a few seconds. One step and boom, you're on the ground and you're their snake chow. Yeah. But anyway, they realized that some of the snakes in the world were just too dangerous to be around because they were filled with some of the most toxic chemicals and poisons in the world. So they sent them to, as you can see, Snake Island. Number 6. At least I think it was, that's the part I always have trouble because my bad memory. Anyway, number 6, the Hoover Dam. Now, this one really got to me. I was just in Vegas, not too far from the Hoover Dam. Now, there have been reports of evil spirits and signs pointing to the apocalypse at the Hoover Dam. Now, not more than a few years ago, or 5 years ago, they claimed they saw ghosts of people who probably tried to jump over the Hoover Dam. Now, if you've actually heard stories like this before, look it up. I mean, some of these stories that happened in the Hoover Dam is like right close to Vegas. I never heard of something like this. Someone who tried to jump over the Hoover Dam. That's just unreal. That's just, to me, that's surprising. Who would actually go to the Hoover Dam and try to jump off? But anyway, number 7, St. Michael's Church in Chicago. Now, this is where I'm from. I remember this church, but I've never heard this story before. This is actually the first time I'm hearing it. Now, somewhere in the 1990s, St. Michael's Church was having reports of seeing a hooded man with hooves. Claimed that one of the people in the church was talking to someone who claims they were Satan. Now that's scary. Wearing a red robe and had black fur everywhere. Almost like he was the version of Krampus we've all seen on TV. You know, the 2013 version of Krampus. Something like that. Small horns like this big and hooves. Like a version of the Goat Man and Krampus together. But after that day, they never heard reports of it again. But to this day, that church is still haunted. Number 8. Disney World. Now, there have been reports almost every day that Disney World and Disneyland are haunted, but only the one with the Haunted Mansion ride. For instance, if you all have been to Disney World or Disneyland before, you probably remember the old firehouse and the small apartment up above. Well, that was actually Walt Disney's first apartment when Disneyland first opened a long time ago. Now, story goes that if the light goes on at night when Disneyland closes, that is Disneyland, Walt Disney checking up on the park to see what's going on. Now also, there have been reports that every night, right by the front gate of Disneyland, you could actually see a ghost walking around. Rumor has it that that's Walt Disney just checking up on his park, see how everything's going. And also there have been reports of people seeing ghosts in the Haunted Mansion ride because people would pour the ashes of their loved ones in the Haunted Mansion ride. Now, I've heard of that story before. I heard that when I went to Disney World, but that was back in 1996. Okay. Number 8. Salem, Massachusetts, where the Salem witch trials began. Now, back in the 1600s, women were being burned for being accused of practicing witchcraft. Now, I gotta say, rules back then were very strange. If you were beautiful, you were accused of being a witch. Like, being accused of being the devil's mistress. And number 2, if you were smart, you were successful, anything, and you were a woman, people would think that you were using magic to conjure money. Not just stupid. How do you know that not just a smart woman? Then number 3, if you were pregnant the next day, people would think that, I don't know, you used a man and a woman to conjure a baby. I guess that one just, that sounds stupid, it makes me laugh. But honestly, you guys, back then, a man or a woman would have been accused of being a wizard, a warlock, or a witch, and you would have been burned at the stake like that. Or you would have been those things where your hands and your head is in, or you've been in the guillotine. Anyway, lastly, sorry, I was looking over some stuff for school. And lastly, number 10. Now, this one is very odd. The Island of the Dolls. Now, a man in Mexico heard that some dolls can actually protect you from evil spirits. So, anytime he found like a broken doll or a doll with no head, he would hang it up on a tree and see if it could protect him from evil spirits, like stuff like demons or witches or anything. To this day, there are over 10 million dolls on that island. To me, it looks like something from a horror movie. Honestly, that island, they should make a movie about. Island of the Dolls. Protect us, or they'll find you. But anyway, guys, that's 10 haunted places I recommend you see. Except the Island of the Dolls. Do not go there. I actually saw a picture of that place. No, just don't. But like I said, that was 10 haunted places I recommend you see. But also, let me know in the comments if there's a haunted place that I missed. Or if there's something you would like to see in a future video. But, oh, also, I'm going to be going away pretty soon, so if there's a video you want to see real quick before I go, just let me know. So, sorry, I just got done eating. But anyway, if there's a video you want to ever see before I go, or if you want to see me, there's a game you want to see me play, please let me know. I want to get my subscribers up. I'm already at 44. So, like I always say, take a mask, take gloves, and take some hand sanitizer just in case. That's what I always do. And I will see you guys in the next video.